Welcome back. Muslims around the world are celebrating today the beginning of the Hijri New Year, which is the day that marks the beginning of the new Islamic calendar year, the first day of Muharram, the first Islamic year during which the immigration of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, from Mecca to Medina, known as Al-Hijrah. The event also is very important and very significant, actually one of the turning points in Islam, and this is going to be our topic this morning with our guest Dr Ismail Hamed, researcher in Islamic history. Thank you so much for being with us this morning, sir.
Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, let's talk about the significance of that day to all of us, to Muslims around the world.
Yes, first of all, I would like to congratulate all the Muslims in the whole world by this great event of Islam. And this day is a very special day for all the Muslims because this is meaning a time of defeat till the time of victory. Yeah, because I cannot say that defeat when Prophet Muhammad was in Mecca, but it was a time of persecution by the disbelievers of Mecca there, and then a victory when Prophet Muhammad real supporters to him that we call Ansar. Al-Ansar, that they came from Medina, and they promised Prophet Muhammad, and they give him a covenant, this to be believers of him and to support him at any situations and to defend him and to protect him against any dangers, against anyone. So during that time, Prophet Muhammad, he found the real supporters to him and to leave Mecca. Even Mecca is considered in Islamic tradition to be the best land or the most important spiritual land in the world. But during that time when Prophet Muhammad was living in Mecca, it was a very hard time for him, because his supporters in Mecca, they were very few people according to the number of the disbelievers of Mecca and the masters of Quraysh that they were there, that they does not turn to Islam, or they insisted of their paganist religion. So they want that to get rid of that new religion by anyway. So we talk about that Immigration Day as a day of victory for Islam, because the historians themselves, they talk that if there was no immigration for Prophet Muhammad, it means that the end of Islam. For that reason, after the death of Prophet Muhammad in the time of the Caliph Umar, when he wanted to start to have a calendar for the Muslim, they looked at all the events of Islam. What is the most important events that we can select, that we can choose to be the beginning of Islamic calendar? Even the birth of Prophet Muhammad is, so they choose that time of the immigration from Mecca to Medina to be as the greatest event in Islam, as the beginning of the victory of the religion, and also the foundation of a new Islamic state. Because before that time, Prophet Muhammad, he was turning everywhere, and he was going to the villages of the Arab villages, he was going to the cities to find supporters, but no supporters till that time. And in this point, I wonder about something, because the supporters in Medina, they were at this situation, and to be closer to Prophet Muhammad, thanks to the Jews that they were living there. Jews that they helped, yes. Because before the beginning of the message of Prophet Muhammad, the Jews, they were telling the people in Medina that it is the time of a new prophet, or it will be, or he will be the last prophet, and he will be the Messiah. And they told the Arabs in Medina or in Yathrib at that time that he will be of sons of Israel. He will be an Israelite prophet, and he will be our deliverer, that he will get us to go to Palestine and to found a new or the last state of the Israelis, and to be the empire for them. It will be an empire of 1,000 years. The Israelis will be the masters of the world for about 1,000 years. So from that time, the Arabs, they imagine that there is a time, or it's a time of a prophet that he will come during that time. So when they heard about that in Mecca, that there is a prophet or an Arab prophet who was calling the people to one God and to stop all the bad things that they do there during that time. So they were, or their hearts, they were moving to that prophet, and they would like to see who is this man and what he's calling about. So it's something very strange that one of the turning points in the history of Islam, it all thanks of the Jews of Medina or in Yathrib of that time.
Okay. Dr. Ismail Hamed, the journey or the trip by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, accompanied by Abu Bakr, which started from Mecca to Medina, is full of lessons.
Yes.
Well, let's review some of them.
Yes. Surely that we have lots of lessons of that time. But I would like also to give our viewers some information about that time. And also to know the meaning or the importance and the significance of Hijrah between all the events of Islam. The whole age of Prophet Muhammad, 63 years. Okay? The beginning of the message was at 40 years. So the time of his message entirely was 23 years. 13 years it was the time in Mecca. And then 10 years it was in Medina. So after the immigration, it was 10 years that the Prophet Muhammad spent over there. 13 years it was a time of persecution, very hard time. So they should make the first immigration for Muslims. Because in Islamic traditions, we have two immigrations. Okay? The first immigration was in Ethiopia. And then the second immigration, it was to Medina. So it is one of the graces of any companion, the one who made the two immigration. He immigrated to Ethiopia and he immigrated to Medina. It is a very great favor for him, and we say that mankaba in Arabic. It's a great mankaba for him that he made the two migrations with Prophet Muhammad on that time. So that time also we talk about the patience of the Sahaba or the companions of that time of the persecution, and they wait also the victory of God. They are sure that they are on the right side, and the disbelievers of Mecca or of Quraysh, they are on the bad side or on the wrong side. So they should be very patient. So that's one of the first lesson that we should know, that the patience of the Muslim. He should be patient. Whatever the hard time that he has, should be very patient, because he is waiting the promise of God. Promise of the victory of God that should come to him at any time. So he should prepare himself for such a time. Also, the belief of the people, they had great belief. It does not change by any events. Even that 13 years of hard time and persecution, but they insist of their faith and their religion, because they have the right faith, because they know what they did before the Prophet Muhammad and what they did after him. Before him, they killed the children or the daughters of them, because it was some saying, as a shame for a man to have a daughter. What that? What the meaning of that? But it's a bad meaning of the people, or the bad moral of the people of that time. A daughter of any person of Quraysh before Prophet Muhammad, it is a shame. So we should kill the daughter at that time. Prophet Muhammad, no, stop them. Why the daughter? What is the difference between a daughter and a son? All of them, they are equal. So stop this. So they know the meaning of that. So also they were not honest before that in their trading with the other tribes that they came to Mecca. We are not obliged to be honest with them. We should gain the money by any way. Prophet Muhammad, stop this. Okay? You should be honest with the people. You should tell the truth. And this is the honesty of the Muslims. It was one of the most important means of spreading of Islam. That the people, they talk about that Islam was spread by sword. Okay? Lots of countries that they are so far away, like Indonesia, like Malaysia, like Philippines, like most of African countries, the Islamic armies did not move there, but Islam was spreading, thanks to the honesty of Islamic tradesmen. So it's something very important for the Muslim to follow the Islamic morals, okay? Because when he follows that, when he does that, it will be a good meaning, and also it means that this is so closer of the victory of God and support of God to him.
Okay. Dr. Ismail Hamed, researcher in Islamic history, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now moving on to a break, and we'll be back to resume the breakfast show.